Hello and welcome to Friday Evening Show with me, Rory Smith. Now this evening we have a fantastic show for you. We will be taking a countdown of the top 10 relationship problems and how to fix them. And here to help us out we have relationship expert Kathy. And do let us know if you can relate to any of the problems. There are plenty of ways of getting in touch. Send me a tweet to @RoryESmith or an email to rory@destinationneary.com, and you can check out Destination Neary's Facebook page or send a tweet to @DestNeary. Now, we are all familiar with the rumours of celebrities breaking up, but one couple who seem to battle through the problems and stay together is Will and Jada Smith, who have been married since 1997. Take a look at Will's advice on how he has kept his strong relationship alive.
You and Jada are one of the people I watch. For some reason, this is going to sound weird, but like all those E-shows and stuff like John Travolta and his wife, and you and Jada. When you talk about how to make relationships work, and you know, like you and John Travolta seem to really have some. You really seem to know how to do this thing.
Yeah. You know, it's the raw honesty. You know what I mean? It's like you just got to give up the truth. The as raw as it is. And here's the test. Anybody out there that got somebody, you know, that here's the test.
Okay, put it down. Tell them what it is.
For men and women, do you have, as a man, do you have a male friend that you tell more truth to than you tell your woman? And for women, do you have a female friend that you tell more truth to?
Is that a problem?
That means that you're setting your relationship up to fail.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nobody that I talk to more than I talk to Jada. And it's got to be raw, you know? It's got to be raw and honest.
I told you this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of truth.
You know, it's like, it's better to find out that the person can't handle being with who you are, you know, and break up today than put in 7 miserable months and then break up.
Right, when they
find out that you're not who you acting like you are.
Right. I remember you saying one time somewhere that, oh man, damn, I'm going to black out right now.
It was really probably brilliant and profound.
It was brilliant and profound, and I stole it. And I told it to one of my friends, one of my guy friends. I said to him, and this is what you said, and I stole it and acted like it was my big thing. I said to him, you're going to only get a girl, and just the other day, you'll only get a girl that you deserve.
Right.
And I've heard you say that.
Absolutely.
And I ran with it. If you as a person don't deserve a partner.
Like you always complaining, I can't find. No, you're going to get what you deserve. That's kind of how the universe works.
You said that.
If you want to be with a queen, you got to be a king.
It's so sweet. How long you been married now? 100 years.
7 years now.
7 years.
We've been together for 10.
I wonder, you know, I don't know if this is touchy or not, or I'm sure people have asked you this before, but I was watching the Tupac special thing, and I wonder, because there's so much talk about Jada, and I wonder, do you watch that and how you feel? Does it stir up any kind of, I don't know.
No, not at all.
You seem so grounded and so all right with everything.
No, Pac was the man, you know, and, you know, Jada appreciates greatness. You know, that's why she with me.
Oh, that's all right, player.
You know what I mean?
All right, player.
You know, so it's like, the thing, everybody's going to have feelings disappear when you can be honest. You know, just tell the truth.
Right.
And the truth is hard. Some people can't handle it. But, you know, we keep it raw.
That is incredible.
There really is no other way. You might as well just be with somebody else if you can't be honest.
Kathy joins me, who is a relationship expert, and Kathy is here to count down the top 10 relationship problems and how to fix them.
Hi.
Kathy, welcome to the programme.
Nice to meet you all.
Okay, so Kathy, we are going to count down the top 10 relationship problems and how to fix them in order, leaving the top one to the last.
Okay.
So at number 10, we're going to kick this off, and it is lack of sex. Speaks for itself.
It really does, yeah. And I must say, this is only a problem in a relationship if one person wants intimacy and the other person doesn't. So I would say, in a case of that, if a client was coming to me, I would look at what's going on for that person. If it's a medical problem, always go to your GP and not to be embarrassed, because GPs see everything, and this is just, it's very common.
I mean, what about this myth that after marriage the amount of sex is limited?
I would say it's really not a myth. I would say it's fact, but it's just because two people are getting to know each other, you know, and settling into a relationship. And love is more about a relationship, and love is more than just a sexual act.
Is there a problem as well, do you think, if there's too much sex from one of the partners?
Only again if the other it's too much for the other person.
So it's about a mutual agreement between
is,
the two
yeah.
people, how they feel about it.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's it.
good. So that's number 10. Number 9, we have, it's quite a big one actually, quite low on the list, the responsibility of being a parent.
Well, just to address that, the list, anybody could be anywhere in this list, and this is just 10 problems, but there can be more. You know.
I mean, they're really just in general terms,
Yeah,
aren't they?
that's
Because
it.
at the end of the day, every relationship is going to be different,
That's
so we
it.
have to keep that in mind.
And just to clarify that, because somebody watching this might think, oh, I do have problems, but it's not on this list.
So there
but
is more as
more,
well.
You don't, yeah. Responsibility of being a parent is a big one, especially if a new baby comes into the family, and maybe the couple haven't had time to get to know each other, and they're just learning. Maybe people are working through their own issues, and children come along, and it's fine to start to work out their issues on their children.
I mean, how do we solve this for someone sitting at home who's saying, well, I have seen a change in my relationship since the new baby has come along, but I don't know how to fix it? What would your advice be?
Always talk, you know, be honest about your feelings. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that, because change is very hard for some people, and it's just about adapting to that change.
So is it okay to say to your partner, listen, the new baby has come along, I appreciate that it takes a lot of work, but I feel somehow that our relationship has changed?
I think, Rory, that sounds perfect.
That would be the best way.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
Good. So would you advise as well with that, would you say to maybe schedule in on the week, because you have the new baby and maybe you have older children as well that you're running to school, would it be okay to say, right, listen, Thursday night, this time is our date night?
Yeah. Yes, and a date night doesn't have to be going out for a meal or, you know, anything really expensive. It could be just spending time together, getting someone to look after the children, and just spending time together, just talking and having a nice evening in.
So it's a lot about communication with that one.
It really is, and it comes into that about being a step parent as well.
Yeah. Number 8 then, we have extended family. This is quite a big one, I'd say, for a lot of people.
Yeah, because we can't, they say we can choose our friends, but we can't choose our family, and that comes along, you know, you fall in love with someone, but with them becomes a whole package of their family of origin. So it can be a problem if you don't get along with a sister, brother, or mother-in-law, or, you know, father-in-law, or whoever. But again, it's all about talking about it, compromising. You don't have to like someone, but you can be pleasant and get on with them. So
I mean, what if that you find a person and they're just the most amazing person ever and you fall in love, they take you home and you meet their family, but you don't maybe like the family's lifestyle or their background. I mean, how could a person deal with that?
well, you know, talk to your partner again, whoever it is, and discuss with them. Let them know how you're feeling, and you don't have to go there. I mean, you can limit your time. It doesn't, you know, have to be a happy. Like, people have an idea of what a happy family is, but
I mean,
you
it
know,
shouldn't really have an effect on a relationship at the end of the day. You shouldn't be bringing that in just because of their family background. Am I right in saying that?
Well, you are, but should is a big word. You know, there are no shoulds in this either, because
everyone's different at the end of
Everyone's
the day,
different,
and
yeah.
every relationship is different. Number 7 then we have is becoming negative and making the other person in the relationship the scapegoat for any problems.
Well, yeah, sometimes this comes into relationships, and I've seen this with clients where someone's having a hard time, maybe a partner at work even, or financial problems, or problem with children. in the family, but instead of taking responsibility for what's going on and being responsible for their own fears, they project them onto the other person, and they get to blame.
Okay.
So it's just
So
about
it's more about
recognising-
blaming the person, because I was thinking with this one, I thought it was being negative around them and, you know, sharing the negative parts of their day and things like that. And I was thinking, well, that might be a good thing that you're
Yeah.
able to share that.
It's about making the other person the scapegoat for things that are going on.
Okay, so it's
Maybe
blaming them for
it's
it.
blaming, yes.
Okay. So number 6 then on our top 10 relationship problems is, this is quite a huge one as well, financial stress.
Yeah, I think that affects everyone at some point or another, and especially now in this economic climate that we're in. Financial stress is enormous. The only thing I could say about this is seek help if you can, you know, Citizens Advice Bureau or anyone, but also keep focused on what's important in a relationship and work together on any financial problems.
So is it more of a support that you should be to the person who's
That's it.
dealing with this?
And remember what's important. Financial pressure is enormous, but keep focused on why you're together, what the relationship was about in the beginning, and work together.
Okay. So number 5 then is neglecting your partner. This would be, as you said, spending too much time at work or out to the pub or with the lads or with the girls.
That's it. That speaks for itself. You know, you can't really. It's important to be yourself in a relationship and have your time, but also not to forget that you're in a relationship and address the other person's needs in the relationship. Out of all those, I think people forget about work. You know, if someone's going to work and because of financial pressures, but it negates all that a relationship is about, why you're together in the first place.
Should we be reasonable in this with that? If you're getting into a relationship with a company boss, for example, who you know is going to work 6 or 7 days a week, and this has
Yeah.
been their lifestyle for maybe 40 years, is it unreasonable to ask them to change that lifestyle?
Well, you'd wonder why they were going into a relationship at that point if they were so busy, and I would be asking what they wanted from the relationship. You know, would they have time for a relationship? I would question those things. you
Yeah.
know.
So I mean, just accept that this is the person's lifestyle, and if you're not sure about that, how it fit between
Yeah.
in a relationship, then maybe take caution going into it.
That's
Okay.
it, yeah.
Again, with that, I mean, neglecting your partner, but partners need space as well sometimes. Is that to be true?
Well, yes, but this is a different thing. This is about seeing to your own needs and ignoring your partner's. Like, you might be saying, I need a night out with the lads or a night out with girls, but the other partner's left at home.
So it's about
And
being
losing
selfish
themselves.
then. That's
Really
sometimes what
and
it is.
truly it is, yeah. But
Okay.
recognising that's a very hard one to recognise.
Number 4 then, lack of communication.
Yeah, and in all kinds of relationships, this is really important, and for good mental health, it's really important. And it's just keep talking. Let the other person know how you feel, because you might assume they know how you feel, but we can't read each other's minds. You might go around looking really unhappy, but the other person would be assuming it's all kinds of things and not the relationship. So it's important to keep talking about
So
it.
the more you get out of your system and share your feelings and how you're feeling in the relationship,
Yeah.
and I suppose it's not just about the relationship, it's about your life as well.
It's everything, yeah. It's,
So keep talking.
just keep talking.
It's very
together.
important.
Yes.
Number 3 then is being too controlling.
Yes. Sometimes when we go into a relationship, it's like you saying about the boss working, but that's what he was when you went into that relationship. So it's about being in a relationship and not trying to change the other person to suit yourself, but to celebrate differences and accept people for what they are. And again, being aware of your own fears and why you would be wanting to control someone, to change them.
I mean, it's okay to advise people, though, that maybe, you know, to get on with your life
Yeah.
or something, or maybe you should seek this or seek that. It's okay to advise, but, I mean, what would be the difference in advising someone and controlling someone?
Well, like your partner might say to you, I don't like what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you might have had, you know, you might be one of those people that like to dress flamboyantly and always have been, but once you get into that relationship and settle down, your partner starts saying, you know what, you would look better if you wore this, or...
What should you do if you're in that situation where you find that you can relate to this and you may be thinking that your partner may be controlling?
That's a very hard one, because a controlling relationship is not equal, and it's not a very nice place to be. So I think if you find yourself in that position, you really need to address it.
So
seek help.
communicate again.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, good. Number 2 then is becoming too clingy.
Yeah, this is the other side of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So I suppose it's about, some people talk about my other half, whoever that is, but male or female, but one and one is two, we're two people, one and one is two separate people. Some people just, women especially, might find themselves, you know, before in a relationship, a steady relationship, they were going mountain climbing and doing all kinds of things, and then all of a sudden they're in a relationship depending on their other half to bring them somewhere, and they're talking about curtains and carpet,
Mm-hmm.
and they totally lose themselves in the relationship, their
Right.
identity, everything.
So
and
this is where the
depend-
space element comes in as well then, that sometimes you need a bit of space.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it about balance as well, would you say?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, finding the balance between
Yeah.
spending that time together
Yes.
and spending time apart.
And not, you know, keeping up what you do. Like if you drive to Belfast or to Dublin, you know, do that. Don't suddenly depend on someone else. It's very easy to give that over to someone, and then you sit back and enjoy, and be the like person in the passenger seat in life. But and then you depend on them, and you can't do anything for yourself. But
So remain responsible as you were before the relationship.
that's it.
Okay.
We be an independent person, even in this relationship, and have your own hobbies, your own interests, and, you know, just stay true to yourself.
That's a fantastic one. And then number 1 on our top 10 relationship problems is lack of self-esteem and self-love going into a relationship.
It's an enormous one, and it's. I think if we all had, you know, could conquer this one, we'd all be. I don't know. We'd all be Buddhas or whatever. But you need to be. You need to have some. You need to love yourself before someone can truly love you, because it's like, for an example, in an airplane. You know, you see the air hostesses, whoever, telling you the safety elements of an airplane, and it would be about, you know, they would say, before you look to save someone else, make sure you get the oxygen yourself and put on your own life jacket, and then you can help the other person. And it's the same kind of thing. I don't know if that's a good analogy or
Yeah,
not.
no, that's
but,
very good. Yeah.
you know, if you don't have it, you can't give it. Or
Okay.
if you don't have self-esteem about yourself, if you don't like yourself, how can you how can someone else?
Yeah. So it's
like
coming
you.
to accept yourself and love yourself, and
Love yourself?
you have to figure this out before you go into a relationship.
It would be excellent if you could figure that out before you
I mean,
go into a
how do
relationship.
you? I mean, this is, you know, to combine this into, you know, 30 seconds, it would be quite hard. But I mean, how do you go around doing that?
Self-talk, you just look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a wonderful, lovable person. Any negative thoughts that come in about yourself, just hear them even imagine they're like a funny small voice saying that, and immediately follow that with a thought about yourself. I am, you know, the opposite of that. So if you're thinking, I'm really fat and lumpy, I shouldn't be seen in public, which might be one of mine.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I would immediately follow that with, you know, I am Angelina Jolie and I am fantastic.
Okay.
Or something like that. But just followed with something really positive.
Yeah.
Um,
So it comes from the inside then,
All
remain
comes from the
positive
inside.
and happy on your inside.
and believe you come to believe it. You know, your brain cuts new grooves all the time. It can be done.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you so much
Thank
for the
you very
countdown.
much.
That was very, very interesting. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Lovely.
And just remember for everyone at home that if you want any more information about relationship advice, then Kathy has a website. It is www.theintentionislove.co.uk. We'll be right back. So there you have it. You know what to do, what not to do, and how to fix it where it is all going wrong. Well, I hope you enjoyed this evening's show. It's been a lot of fun, and a big thank you to Kathy for the amazing relationship advice. Now, next week we have another fantastic show for you. Same day, same time, Destination Insight, every Friday, 7 p.m. with Destination Newry. I'll see you next week.